It's no secret that I think the ability to type a short abbreviation and have it expanded into a longer bit of text automatically, what I think of as snippet storage and expansion, is essential to productivity. I save myself from typing hundreds, even thousands of characters every single day by typing a short abbreviation that expands into a much longer word, sentence, or paragraphs. For example, when I type VTY and then press the spacebar, VTY is replaced with very truly yours in the blink of an eye. If I type BLC, it's replaced with my email address, boblevitas@boblevitas.com. Snippets can also correct common typos on the fly. So when I accidentally type TAHT when I mean to type that, it's replaced with that so quickly you'd miss it if you blink your eye. Now think about it. There are words and phrases you type over and over every day. For me, they're phrases like working smarter for Mac users, iPhone for dummies, macOS Sierra for dummies, and Bob, quote, Dr. Mac, end quote, Levitas. As well as longer boilerplate text like this, which is a response I use for PR people who insist on pitching me Windows crap. I'm afraid I'm a Mac-only kind of guy. I mean, Dr. Mac is my middle name. So unless I'm missing something, blank, your product name here, is Windows only, and I have no interest in Windows products. I don't even have a Windows box, never did and never will. So there's no need to waste your time and bandwidth or mine with information about products unless they work with Apple hardware. To be perfectly clear, I don't do Windows. Smiley face. Sincerely, Bob, quote, Dr. Mac, quote, Levitas. With snippets, I type that entire block of text in the blink of an eye by merely typing 5 characters. N-O-W-I-N. No Windows, no win. Now let's talk about Text Expander, which is what I use to do this stuff. Text Expander from Smile Software is one of my favorite apps. It's one of the first things I install on any new Mac. I've used it for a decade or maybe more, and it's what I use all day, every day to save me thousands of keystrokes, inserting whole words, sentences, paragraphs, whenever I type short abbreviations. It also corrects hundreds, no, thousands of common typos on the fly. So if I accidentally type Levitsu, L-E-V-I-T-S-U, which I do pretty often, Text Expander knows. It knows I meant to type Levitas, and boom, it's fixed. I don't have to even think about it. But it's the power user features that make Text Expander and another app, Type It For Me, that I'll talk about in a minute, worth buying even if you have another program that does snippets and expansions. For example, both of the programs I just mentioned let you create snippets with fill-in-the-blank fields, like this example from Text Expander. But only Text Expander lets you create nifty pop-up menus in the middle of any snippet. Other niceties in Text Expander and Type It For Me, but not other apps like LaunchBar and Alfred, which do a snippet expansion, but don't do some of these things, including the ability to specify case sensitivity for each snippet, basic math for dates and times, add and subtract days and minutes, months, whatever, AppleScript support. Okay, now Type It For Me. A year ago, I probably wouldn't have even included Type It For Me by Atori Software, but it's almost as good as Text Expander and it's less expensive. Plus, you can't buy the current version of Text Expander, version 6, at all. It's only available by subscription, and that's $333 a month or $333 a month if you pay annually, or $416 a month if you pay by the month, and that includes the iOS version, which would be $5 otherwise. And they have new proprietary sync service. The previous version of Text Expander, which is called version 5, the version I'm still using today, is still available for a one-time payment of $44.95 plus an additional $5 for the iOS app if you want it. Now here's a quick breakdown of the differences between buying version 5 and subscribing to version 6. This is from Smile Software's webpage. So while Type It For Me lacks a few features found only in Text Expander, such as snippet sharing, live updating, and probably a couple more I don't know about or use, Type It For Me includes all the features I've mentioned for Text Expander so far, and is less expensive than either Text Expander option. It's $12.99 for students, $19.99 for a single user, or $59.99 for a 5-user pack. So here's the bottom line. If price isn't an issue or you don't mind subscribing to an app, get either version of Text Expander for its slicker user interface and the handful of useful features you won't find in Type It For Me. Otherwise, Type It For Me is almost as good and costs less. Either way, the more you type, the more time Text Expander or Type It For Me is going to save you. One last thing. You can download free trials of both of those apps. Here's the URLs. And again, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention the Text Expander and Type It For Me signature feature, replacing short abbreviations with longer text, is built into macOS 10. The macOS 10 version isn't as flexible or powerful, but it works. So here's how you create your own abbreviations and replacements on your Mac. Ready? 1. Launch System Preferences. 2. Click the keyboard icon. 3. Click the Text tab. 4. Click the little plus. 5. Type the abbreviation in the Replace field. 6. Type the replacement word or phrase in the With field. 7. Oh, there is no step 7. As I mentioned, the macOS 10 version works okay, but as you could see, Text Expansion's just the tip of the iceberg for Text Expander and Type It For Me. They both offer myriad powerful features unavailable in the operating system. Finally, remember that there are other apps like Alfred, Keyboard Maestro, and LaunchBar that offer text snippet storage and expansion. But Text Expander and Type It For Me are both purpose-built for the one task, and they offer many options that make snippets work even better and harder. So now, let's take a look at one more way to speed up your interactions with your Mac, by talking to it, also known as dictation or speech to text, coming right up in the next lesson.